Bonnie, and today I'm going to start reading part 2 in Rainbow Magic Special Edition Joy the Summer Vacation Series. The Sea Breeze Show. What happened to the wind? Isn't it a beautiful day for the regatta? Christy asked as she put on her sneakers. Rachel looked out the window of Dolphin Cottage. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. It's perfect, she replied. My dad's really excited. Mr. Walker and Mr. Tate were renting a boat and racing at the regatta that morning. Kirsty dropped her voice to a whisper. At least Jack Frost won't be able to ruin today. It won't make a difference to the regatta if there aren't any shells or sand on the beach. A shiver ran across Rachel's skin as she thought about Jack Frost. She and Kirsty still had to help Joy the Summer Vacation Ferry rescue 2 of the rain-spill shells. Do you think we'll see Joy today? She asked. I hope so, Kirsty said, grinning widely. The Walkers and the Tates walked to the harbor together. Goodness, it's hot, Miss Walker said. Mr. Tate wiped his hand across his forehead. I hope a breeze picks up. If there's no wind, then the boat won't be able to see. It's very strange, Kirsty's mom said. It was so windy when we came over on the ferry the other day. Rachel and Kirsty hurried ahead to her. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Kirsty whispered. That it could be Jack Frost? Rachel said. Maybe he is going to ruin the regatta after all. Just then, their parents caught up with them. The pretty streets that led down to the harbor were filled with crowds of people. Everyone looked hot and worried, and there was a long line by Rose's ice cream truck. There's the harbor master, Mr. Walker pointed to a man dressed in a blue uniform. He's in charge of the regatta. Let's find out what's going on. The harbor master was talking to a group of people by the dock. I'm very sorry, he was saying. If the wind doesn't pick up in the next half hour, I'm afraid the regatta will be cancelled. There were groans from the crowd. Kirsty and Rachel glanced at each other. They needed to do something, and fast. Can Kirsty and I go to the beach, please? Rachel asked. Sure, replied Miss Walker. Meet us by Rosie's truck in half an hour. If the regatta is taking place, we can watch it together. And if it isn't, we can all go home, Mr. Tate said gloomily. Rachel and Kirsty wiggled through the crowd and made their way onto the beach. They hurried across the pebbles until they were out of earshot. We have to do something, Kirsty said. I'm sure this is Jack Frost's fault. Doesn't he have the magic shell that controls the wind? Rachel nodded. I bet she's trying to ruin everyone's day. As she spoke, her foot knocked against a piece of driftwood. There was a happy tinkling sound, and a fountain of golden sparks exploded into the air. Joy! Rachel and Kirsty exclaimed as the fairy flew out from under the driftwood and whirled into the sky. Hi there, said Joy, smoothing down her ruffled skirts and grinning at them. What are you doing today? How are you doing today? Not great, Rachel admitted. There's no wind, so it looks like the regatta is going to be cancelled. Everyone's really upset. Joy frowned. Oh, it's all Jack Frost's fault. He's using the magic shell. He brought all the wind over to his side of the island for his regatta. She put her hands on her hips. He's so mean. Can we do anything to stop him? Asked Kirsty. The only way we can stop him is by getting that conch shell back, Joy replied. Jack Frost put it on one of the towers of his castle. If we can find it, then he won't be able to control the wind anymore. Rachel and Christy exchanged determined looks. Then let's go back to the castle, they said. The gobbling regatta. Joy waved her wand and a cloud of golden dust floated over the girls. Within seconds, they were fairy-sized again. They flew over the woods and the tower and then arrived at Jack Frost's sandcastle. Loud shouts were coming from the direction of the beach. Christy looked back at the castle. It had 3 towers, a tall one in the middle and 2 shorter ones on either side. The top of each tower was decorated with conch shells, which was creamy brown on the outside and glossy pink inside. Which one is the magic shell that controls the wind? Christy asked. It's on the tower to the left, Joy pointed. I think it's the shell with the brown stripes, she frowned. Or maybe it's the one with the beige spots. No. I think it might be the large cream shell with no markings. Rachel frowned. If Joy didn't know which shell it was, how could they possibly rescue the right one? We have to know which shell, she said anxiously. Yes, Rachel's right, Christy. Don't worry, Joy said, glancing at the sky. I think we'll find out any minute now. Just then, the sun suddenly came out from behind a cloud. As its rays fell on the tower, one of the shells began to glow. Oh, wow, Christy breathed. That has to be the magic shell. It is, Joy said. It always glitters in the sun. The question is, how are we going to rescue it? We can't just fly up and grab it. Jack Frost might see us. He pointed to a window near the top of the middle tower. He can't come outside because he would melt in the sun, so he watches everything from that window. He could see us flying up to the tower. She ran a hand through her blonde hair. I think the only way to get the shell is by going up through the inside of the castle. Then we can take the shell and sneak away. But what if Jack Frost notices that the shell is missing before we get away? Asked Christy. Rachel glanced out at the beach. She had an idea. If we found a shell that looks like the magic shell, we could swap them. Then Jack Frost wouldn't know we'd taken it, and we could escape before he'd figure it. Oh, yes, Christy said. Joy beamed. Great idea. Let's go. The 3 girls flew down to the beach, staying in the shadow of the castle walls. Luckily, none of the goblins noticed them. The creatures were too busy squabbling in their boats. How are we going to get into the castle? Christy asked. Let's hide under the seaweed while we decide what to do, suggested Rachel. It was scary being on the beach with so many goblins around, especially when she was very sick. She lifted up a strand of seaweed. Hey, a voice exclaimed. A large hermit crab without a shell glared at them from under the seaweed. That was keeping me warm, it said, snapping its claws. Rachel and Christy backed away. Oh, I'm sorry. Rachel said. Henry! Cried Joy. To Rachel and Christy's surprise, Joy hurried over and threw her arms around the crab. Smiling broadly, she turned to them. Didn't I tell you about Henry? I brought him to my house because he's lost his shell. Oh, yes! Christy and Rachel both exclaimed. Henry, this is Rachel and Christy and Rachel, Joy said. They're helping me get the rain-spell shells back. I'm sorry we moved your seaweed, but we were trying to hide so the goblins wouldn't see us. Oh, Henry said, I'm sorry if I was a bit snappy just now, but I hate not having a shell. That's why I came here. to Jack Frost Beach. I thought I might find myself another one. There are tons of shells over here, said Rachel, turning around to tug at the seaweed. She stopped with a gasp. Hide! Jack Frost is looking at the tower.